What up, guys? So today we are going to, obviously, as you know, I'm in a different background because I am in North Carolina, but today we are going to talk about the Patriots and what the Julian Edelman retiring, like where that leaves them now. Like, how does that affect them? I know a lot of you guys were thinking, maybe they'll draft a quarterback. And I think that's still definitely in the equation, but I think this bolsters their idea of getting a receiver a lot more. I think they'll definitely get a receiver now that Julian Edelman is out, because before I was like, there's a 50-50 chance of them getting a receiver or a quarterback, and I really couldn't make up my mind if they were going to trade up, trade down. It was really going to be a hard choice to make. And, it was, some people were saying quarterback, some people were saying receiver. Check out my top 15 mock draft video. I didn't actually have them trading up. I just had them staying there and getting Terrace Marshall Jr., which I think will go in the top 15. I think at the end of the day, they still will get a receiver now because of the Julian Edelman thing. And this receiver is going to have to come in and expected to be a number one receiver. And I think what the Patriots are going to do this year is they're going to really invest big in the offense. I think they're going to draft a few receivers this draft, maybe even a running back. The other thing that they could do to get a running back, if they wanted a running back in the first round, they could trade down to about 20 and get somebody like Najee Harris. That would be probably my second option, but my first option would be getting receiver. Now, would they trade up? I think now that Julian Edelman is out, I think you need to trade up. I think you trade up to about 11 or 10 and either get Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle if you're the Patriots, and that would cost you about a first and a second. If you're trading up 5 spots, probably a first and a second trading up 5 spots. So at the end of the day, I think you do get a receiver still, just because, no Julian Edelman anymore. If you were gonna go like second round, you would get somebody like Rondale Moore, which would be a pretty good receiver too. But at the end of the day, I just don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to invest receiver in the first round, either trade up or get somebody like Terrace Marshall Jr., who has speed combined with a little bit of height, was the number one receiver last year, had a great year without what's his name? Without Jamar Chase, sorry. And I think you get somebody like that, and then you invest in the second round. You get somebody like, either trade up in the second round, because what the Patriots could do, forgive me if I've been saying 49ers the last few times, what the Patriots could do is they could trade up. Like, I think they'll have like the 15th pick in the second round, something like that. So they could trade up and get somebody like Travis Etienne or somebody like that. And there's other good players that you could get later on too, like Hubbard from Oklahoma State. He's really good too, and so that's why I think they're going to get a receiver in the first, a running back. They're going to really just invest all the time in the offense this year. Again, if I were the Patriots, I would definitely draft a receiver. You need a replacement. As far as the quarterback goes, I really don't think they're going to get one. I think they need to invest in getting Cam receivers. Maybe you get one next year. Maybe you get one in the second round this year. You could still get someone like in the first round. In the second round, you could get, here are 2 options. There's 2 options. Kellen Mond and Davis Mills. 2 really good guys that I like a lot that could be very good. And the thing, I would rather Kellen Mond. Now, he's going to go early second round, so I would trade up. I would trade up about 5 spots for... So I would not trade up in the first round, right? I would stay there, get Terrace Marshall Jr., or Kadarius Toney. Anything really works right now. One of the 2 of those guys. Get 1 or 2 of those guys, okay? So get them at the 15th pick. I think they'll be there. Then in the second round, trade up about 5 spots in the second round for a second round pick. Go and get somebody that you can rely on. Go and get a quarterback that fits the system. I think a great system fit for them would be Kellen Mond. Great over-the-middle passer. is very particular, 4-year starter in the SEC, has played good competition, and is what Bill Belichick and Mike McDaniels are looking for. So that is a great starter that you can plug in and maybe learn under Cam, because Cam, I feel like you can use him for another year. So get Kellen Mond. If it doesn't work out with him, you haven't wasted a ton of stock, so you get rid of him. But what you could always do is you could always get a quarterback next year, which would be I would say this would be actually one of the greatest idea, getting a quarterback next year. But if you don't want to wait, then you get a quarterback this year, Kellen Mond, and then you get a receiver. And the biggest problem last year with the Patriots was, like I just said, the receiver. And you can't repeat your mistakes twice in a row. That's what teams will do, but you just can't repeat your mistakes twice in a row. So what you end up doing, which I think what you would do, you would go and get a receiver in the first round to build Cam Newton, because the only way you're going to even get to the playoffs with Cam Newton, I know he's pretty bad, but the only way you're going to get to the playoffs with Cam Newton, or any quarterback really, it's not even no quarterback can succeed without decent weapons. And the Patriots do not have good weapons. So you have to, don't think that the quarterback is just going to fix everything. It's not. You have to have good weapons around the quarterback. So you have to have good weapons around him. And so even if you drafted Justin Fields, he still wouldn't do good without good weapons. So get somebody in the first round, receiver, and then you get a quarterback and maybe make him sit for a year. And surround Cam Newton with as many weapons. And then in the third round, you can get Chuba Hubbard. Surround Cam Newton with as many weapons as you can to try to make the playoffs. And again, you're not going to succeed if you don't have weapons. That was their biggest need last year. You get a receiver, you don't trade up, and you get a quarterback like Kellen Mond. That's my plan for the Patriots. But let me know what you guys think. I think this is a great plan. Getting Kellen Mond, that could be something. So let me know what you guys think. Should they draft a QB in the first round? Should they draft a receiver in the first round? Just let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys again soon. Peace.